All right, now joined by Dustin Poirier. Dustin, what's going on, my man?
What's happening? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. Big fight coming up, main event, Anthony Pettis, November 11th at UFC Norfolk. How's everything been going?
Everything's going great, man. Everything's right on track. Fight shape, everything. I can't complain.
Yeah, talk about Anthony Pettis as a competitor and an opponent now, as opposed to back when you guys were in the WEC days. He was a champion for a while. You've had your runs. Talk about where you guys are now in your career.
Anthony Pettis is he's a former world champion, WC and UFC, the former defending champion in the UFC. So yeah, I mean he's a world-class caliber guy, obviously, and he's a guy who's been around a long time. I've been watching him fight. We fought on the same cards, and so yeah, it's an exciting fight for me.
Obviously, with this division, 155 being so deep, I mean, there's just so many guys in this division. Are you surprised that it actually took so long for you guys to eventually get matched up?
I was at 45 for a while, and he was still at 55, and finally our paths had to cross, and here we are. This fight has huge implications for the lightweight division. Champ, a few wins in a row status. I feel like coming off of 2 wins, and on paper it's not a win, but I have a win over the former champ, Eddie Alvarez. He knows that I know it, and yeah, that's that. So here we go, another champ.
Absolutely. Now, with a victory over Pettis, obviously you put yourself in the title contending mix. Eddie Alvarez has to worry about Justin Gaethje for now. Do you think your paths are eventually going to cross again with Eddie?
He better hope not. But right now it's just Anthony Pettis. That's where we focus. If Eddie gets past Gaethje, he has no choice but to fight me again. But like I said, man, right now Anthony Pettis is the number one priority.
Anything you've seen, obviously when you know you're competing against someone, it's completely different than just simply watching their fights whenever they do compete. But then when you actually have to sit down and prepare for somebody, is there anything that you saw? Obviously, I'm not asking you to give away your game plan, but is there anything that you picked out in Anthony? It's like, oh, I didn't notice that. I didn't see that trend as you were preparing for him?
Previously in past, I used to focus a lot of time and to watching tape and stuff like that, but this time I left it up to my coaches. Fights, I've been leaving that up to my coaches. I'm just worrying about me, and so yeah, I'm just doing what I'm told to do in the gym and preparing with my training partners. I'm not really so much focused on Anthony, what he's going to do. I know enough about him, and I've seen him fight plenty of time. Cage side at his last fight against Jim Miller. This is my 36th fight, man. I'm just focused on me right now, me and my family.
Did you know he was going to call you out?
I mean, that wasn't really a call out. The fight's been talked about behind the scenes for a long time, and then he just said it. It wasn't like he called me out and got the fight. We've been, trust me, I was trying to fight top 5 situations and stuff that I just came together. But before he said that on that Fox interview that he wanted to fight me, this fight was already pretty much done.
Absolutely. Now, you take a look at the division. You take a look at the rankings. 155, obviously, Conor McGregor is the champion at the top. You got Tony Ferguson, who just defeated Kevin Lee. You're up there. A lot of guys are up there. What's your take on the division now that we're talking, October 2017 with a big fight coming up in November?
I think I don't really like the whole interim belt stuff. But rankings as a whole, I mean, do they really matter? I mean, number 7 just fought for an interim title. Again, I mean, Hunter needs to come back, defend the belt, and the interim title needs to get, unified with the real title or whatever's going to happen. And, yeah, so I rankings, man, we see anybody in 1 through 10 can get a title shot. Somebody gets hurt, somebody doesn't fight, somebody takes a year off. Man, this is for the fighters, really, rankings does.
your life has changed. As of last year, you became a dad, and I know what it's like to become a dad, how the game, your mindset completely changes. All of a sudden, for me, Dustin, I don't know about you, but all of a sudden I was like, I need more money. I need to make more money because I need to provide for my son, provide for my wife. Is that the mindset that hit you eventually when you became a dad?
Yeah. Training smarter financially. You know, I want my daughter to go to college if she wants to, and I want to have just a home for her to come home to forever. Me and her mother have a house for her to grow up in. You know, I don't want to struggle with bills. And I'm a professional athlete at the top of the sport and at the top of my game. I should be getting paid more, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. You've been fighting since 2009. Where's the craziest place you've ever fought?
The craziest place I've ever fought.
Or a crazy story,
man, I don't have a whole lot of crazy stories from fight trips, but one of the funnest places I ever went was probably Dublin, Ireland, when me and Joseph Duffy were supposed to headline that Fight Pass card. That was, I mean, the whole city, the buzz, everybody knew who, you know, what was going on. That's a fight state or a fight city for sure.
Absolutely. What's the hardest part about being a fighter nowadays? Because the game has changed since day one.
You know, I wish I could tell these younger fighters that it's going to get easier, but it's not. It's going to get tougher. You got more bases to cover. You got more people after you. You got more eyes on you. You got more bills to pay. You got more mouths to feed. But you just got to grind smarter and harder always, man.
Gotcha. All right. Before we let you go, what is your perfect fight versus Anthony Pettis on November 11th?
We get in, follow the game plan, look sharp, look smooth, get the stoppage, and then get a title shot, man. That's the goal. I want that belt.
Beauty. Thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it. Guys, don't forget, Dustin Poirier taking on Anthony Pettis November 11th, UFC Norfolk.
Like that shirt, man.